Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to another Sunday Satsang. And if you couldn't tell already, the focus is going to be letting go and tapping into your potential and powers of healing. Now, the first thing that's really important to keep in mind is that everything in this world is energetically really formulated first. And we come into this energy body, then the dense physical gets formed. And as we know, we live in this vehicle. But the key is everything within you starts on the energetic component first, just as when you act and how you live, it comes from that deeper intuition first. So, just like our own physical ailments and bodily pains, we're going to provide you the tools today to heal. And you can think of anything that's kind of like those stomach pains, those physical happenings from stress. Everything you're going to learn this morning is your own tool and your own deep dive, your unique exploration of self that's going to help you tap into your powers of self healing. And as the spiritual paradox goes, it happens because when we let go of the control of so much of life happenings, life rewards us. So get those last few wiggles out. When you hear the three taps of the bell, we'll take a nice deep breath in and release a powerful as I lovingly invite you into the space of your own heart, that shared throne of the soul for each being. Allowing the body to rest. Simply watch it. If antsy, tell it the command to simply breathe and relax as you watch life and your experience like a film. Recognize here that whatever emotions arise are guides, are pointers towards the subtle truths still needing to be recognized or learned from. And here we acknowledge the roles of thought forms and imagination to give us insights, opportunities to heal and learn from our own past pains and experiences. With this next tap of the bell, we separate ourselves from the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations of body observed within, as something no different than hearing birds outside chirping to the morning sun. Begin to distance yourself from everything arising within you through the knowing that you are the observer and all else is the observed. The waters, the energy of your own rivers of healing are constantly flowing. But it's the emotions, the mental chatter, and the physical distractions that keep us from realizing where the water needs to go to. So instead, we dam it up. Many of these feelings are egoically based. The tensions of fear, the energies of doubt and negativity. There are many manifestations of anxiety, of aggression, confusion, and dullness. Here we allow everything to be. Simply let go of everything. The body, the ego itself, is not an enemy. It is not something that undergoes a death, not in the terms in which we know. There is no such thing as an ego death. There is only a realization and separation from egoic identification. However, just like the body, just like the ego itself, it is a concept reinforced with our energy investment. It's given life through our identification with it. So, what happens when you let go of such egoic identification? What happens when you stop believing that you're every thought? What happens when you no longer identify with every emotion felt? And what happens when you watch the physical form and its many sensations at a distance? To fully let go, you must understand the rules and the role of the ego itself. It is a force that separates us from our initial knowing. It is the antagonist in our film, and you are the hero itself. It's a survival tool that keeps the physical evolution in this plane moving forward. But as stated previously, it is the antagonist to our divine film playing before our own eyes. And when we learn this role of the past pain, the wounds of the heart of the child within us, we come to understand the beauty that is the ego, the personality and blending of spirit and matter in this exact moment, you. But just like said, there's past pains that conflict it. Our identification and misrepresentation of self, believing everything to be of the body, is one of its many traps and cul-de-sacs. To test and challenge this realm of the heart, your deep and true, pure self. It's this beautiful role, like the ebb and flow, the contraction and relaxation, the many dualities that we see in this world, that are the purest representation of what the ego and its role is to yourself. Your pureness cannot experience this world without the ego here with it. It is our partner in this waking state. And when it finally dies, in the purest sense of the word, so too this experience of physical life. To tap into your powers of healing, you must first let go of this warring concept. The ego is your friend. It is something to learn from. It is the past pains that guide us to the roads of liberation in the now. It is the source of past energies, this karmic debt that we must utilize to learn and grow, to evolve, to wake up ourselves and others. But it's also these egoic identifications and attachments of past happenings that provide outlets of energetic confusion, of overworking or underutilization. And in turn, these energetic imbalances lead to a physical one, most often observed and felt as a pain. Here you gain the tools to fully heal by rolling back through those memories of past, by letting go of the failures and those that have wronged us, forgiving and living the compassionate life towards ourselves, and ultimately all else. For it's the ego that serves as the dam to your free flowing river system of energy, of life force, of prana, of chi. And as we all learn in this experience, everything is connected. We must come to recognize what the ego is trying to tell us and present us with. As it is that comic book villain always trying to reveal its own plot. It's always in truth showing us where we need to go. But we must listen to our own inner truth. We must understand the energy system of the body and its roles. Take a nice deep breath in, as long as you can, filling yourself up with that light and love and universal cosmic energy around you. And as you exhale, release it. Any negative energy within you. Expel it from the form. Demand it be gone internally or audibly out loud. Use your voice to grab the reins on this physical system so the ego no longer controls it. Again, take a nice deep breath, focusing solely on breathing, solely on drawing in that life force, filling each and every cell, every nook and cranny of the body with light and love. And let it go. Take one more deep breath in again, drawing in all that light and love, feeling the heart open up and shine forth in that compassionate ray of light. And as you let it go, simply be. Do not get distracted with whatever arises within the body. Simply watch. Where does it come from? What is the origin to this emotion, to this thought? How does it manifest itself? Through each center point within your body, you can use this process of discernment, of recognition, to dive deep into any physical ailment. The anxiousness, the separation, the loneliness stems from problems in the root. You must connect yourself back with the earth and that which is real. Come to understand that you are life itself and you will always be okay. Your sacral center is the powerhouse of not only the sexual desires and creative energies, but your own realms of acceptance of the physical body and that which has happened in the past. It's here you must accept and hold yourself accountable for all reactions, as the emotions can simply get out of whack and cause problems not only in the creative energies, the creative forces of action, but also the sexual centers themselves. Issues with your circulatory system, issues with your gut and digestion can be resolved here when we speak our truth. Akin to issues of the gut and restrictions and pains in the body, your solar plexus is one of power. But we must fully forgive ourselves and learn to truly heal and make ourselves a perfect, balanced being by eliminating the flaws in which we have and amplifying our strengths. But we can only do this through that trust. So come to understand that you are the universe itself. Trust in the subtleties of the truth within you. Do not trust the temporary concepts. And not only will your lack of action be reversed, but your wisdom will return. Listening to those gut feelings, the emotions that hold you back will simply fade and dissolve away. Continuing even higher, understand that problems of connection, of worth, stem from this realm of the heart. Love yourself fully. Give yourself the self-care, the time and energy investment to heal, to relax and take a breath, to be grateful, to love and be loved. Show compassion towards yourself and ultimately forgive all who have wronged you. For any resentment is like a poison that only harms us, causing many issues of joint pains, muscle aches, fatigue. Tap into your own heart and come to the eternal power that never leaves you. Issues with the immune system stem from not speaking and being truthful. We must act with integrity and honesty within ourselves, and that also means how we treat and talk internally, rather how we view the thoughts and emotions within us. Come to speak only loving words. Allow only loving thoughts to arise within you and dismiss and do not act on anything else. Heal yourself and your immune system by knowing that each breath you transform yourself with the energies of the universe. We heal and let go of these physical problems through recognizing the energetic origins. And in this throat center, the most highly underutilized and understood, we must recognize that this is our voice box, the power of truth and honesty. And we cannot live a pure physical existence if we do not live a pure and loving one inside. Shifting higher to the third eye, do not allow yourself to be deluded. Do not act, do not identify, do not hold on to anything unless you experientially know it to be true. Watch so much of the calamity and chaos of life wash away when you simply live in what you know. And the simple application to heal yourself from delusion, from suffering, ending the traps of assumptions and expectations is to live in the now, to ask questions, to never assume, to speak your truth, and express those deepest aspirations of the heart always. The crown becomes cleansed and washes through the entire system when we recognize you are life. I am life. Every being, every organism, every inanimate object is only here because it is a part of this universal system. Hold the rock in the river, the gecko in the tree, the fly in the web, and all the animals and vegetation you see to just as high as value and respect as you do humans. Every aspect of life carries the eternal spark. You are no different. But that also means nothing is different from you. Allow yourself to marinate in these concepts. Recognize that you are the powerhouse. You are the driver in your own story. You are also the vehicle, the GPS, the sound system, and the many components. You've been given everything you need to wake up, to heal, to liberate yourself and others. And the first process of healing, easily one of the most powerful, is simply being grateful. It's these loving powers of gratitude that enable us to see every aspect of our experience as grace. That everyone and everything that's arose with it has been meant for your awakening and unfoldment. And as life goes, it's always pointing us, nudging us, inching us closer to this precipice that you are life itself. But we only know when we know. and we're only ready when we're ready. So life gives us the opportunities to continue this development until the heart is firmly affixed on something higher, its own truth. Let go of any distraction by asking yourself the divine questions. Who am I? When that question is answered, continue with, what is my purpose? And in truth, life will provide you with every experience needed to discover such truths. Take a nice deep breath in and simply hold the inhale as long as you can, and hold the breath as long as you can until naturally and effortlessly it releases itself. Do this 2 more times at your own pace. And as everything drops away and the breath effortlessly expands and contracts, know here that you are the stillness. You are the film in which this divine movie is played upon. It's this screen and window of awareness that is unchanging. And when you allow yourself to come to understand that this is what you are, the intangible manifesting into the physical, tangible world, you gradually and naturally wake up to your own abilities. Using the egoic powers of separation, you detach yourself and separate from egoic identification. When this arises, the energies flow naturally where they need to. You yourself are a powerful healer, for you are born with everything you need to liberate yourself. Never forget that. You are a god and goddess of creation and manifestation. And when we learn from our past and assimilate that knowing, we effortlessly let go and move on. When we treat ourselves with self-love, we seek to correct our flaws. And it's this process of growth and unfoldment that new developments arise. We experience new things, and we grow stronger and stronger with each recognition. You are that light of love. You are the eternal power of this universe. So shift your gaze inwards, and with each breath, know you're living in a new moment called now. And every second in grace and gratitude, and every effort in staying grounded, humbled, and loving, the universe will reward you with truth. When you hear that next tap of the bell, take a nice deep breath in and release an effortless and calming and loving Om. Namaste. I bow to that divine within you. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the meditation thus far. And as always, the floor is open for questions. I didn't have any, but I guess what we can do is we'll use a technical one, technicality, you could say, from one of my meditation clients. Where was my note? There it is. When tragedy happens, how do you heal from that? And to give some background, some clarity, this is a survivor of abuse that this question stemmed from. And the one thing that has really helped in this process of healing and, her own self-healing has been with understanding the lesson, the role. Not everything in this experience called life is given to us in a loving package, but it's understanding that everything that has arisen in our experience has really put us on this trajectory and this path of who we are, of what we know. And you could spend a lifetime, in that egoic realm of the imagination trying to figure out why this happened to me, and essentially playing the victim about it, being like, life did this to me, they did that to me, why would they do this, why would they do that? But it's an asking of the wrong types of questions. In truth, you're never going to know the answers to those things. Even if someone does tell you something, it could be something completely different, 5 years from now, 5 minutes from now. And the only things that you do know are what you feel, what you observe, what you've experienced. And when you look in the grand scheme of things, sometimes you have to just say life is what it is. To overcome tragedy and truth, you must accept it. And these are hard lessons for people to really kind of process and assimilate into their being, but it's incredibly necessary that we take that journey and inward looking, because ultimately you can never liberate yourself from something you refuse to let go of. And holding on to pain, holding on to, judgments, expectations, it's poison. It's just as bad as thinking negative thoughts of others, because it has to come through you to come out of this world. Ultimately, we don't get to make sense of what life is always trying to give us in the moment, but we can try. And when we stay humbled in the sense that everything is grace, that everything here is happening to provide something for me to grow and learn from. Sometimes the lessons aren't super special, but it's the most simple ones that are the most powerful. And being able to understand that, when someone's wronged you, when you deal with conflict and chaos from others, they're carrying their past pains too. And some of the most difficult lessons for, spiritually attuned beings is, I would say, if I could rank them in the top three, it would be letting go of fear, not living and acting in judgment, and not assuming things. Because when you start to see things and, see the patterns and recognitions in life, it really presents this kind of roadmap that you can navigate your experience through. And you can assume that things are going to repeat, but life is never, never, never going to do that for you. Everything's going to be new and different. And when you assume, you naturally kind of judge. And that's the biggest, I would say, crucifix, if you want to think about it like a physical kind of burden. It's the biggest crucifix for spiritual people. Because when you unfold, it's very easy to be in this egoic, posh understanding of these other non-awakened beings. Nah. Like, first off, grow up. Like, that's not a real thing. Um, if anything, your development should lead you to those paths of compassion. That's how you know you're really doing it right. And it's that sense of you not want to help people because it's your right and role to help, but because you know what it's like. And it's not a helping through forcing someone to do things your way. It's a helping through giving them the tools and resources to empower themselves, you know? So And the last one is fear. You know, fear is the death of love, for it's in truth its opposite. So for you to do anything in this world, do it courageously, do it lovingly, do not fear. And when you learn that your life itself, you recognize you have nothing to fear, you never have. This whole world is a playground of opportunity for you to come to understand yourself. That's your really only role and goal here, is to wake up to who you truly are, to let go of what you're not, and to live. And when we understand all the energetic components, the egoic components to, letting go and healing, life is a beautiful experience. May the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed. And in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me this morning. Again, share, hit those thumbs up buttons, subscribe, and most importantly, have a great day. I love you so much. Take care. See you Wednesday. Peace.